Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. We are here in the shadow of Weathertop. Whatever it is, it's hidden behind those trees there, I believe. We're here at Candace's camp, the ever so useful and helpful ranger who has been giving us some quests to run. One, we have to go collect some orc orders. He said there's an orc messenger somewhere in Glumhollow. Glumhollow is where we were killing those orcs off a little while ago. So what we're also going to do is pick up these other two quests of his right quick. We've got Circling Eyes of the Enemy. These lands have become much darker in recent days. Since my time wandering in the eastern stretches of the Lone Lands, a dark shadow has flocked down from the sky. Now they patrol the western lands as well as the east in search of something for their unseen masters. I speak of the crebain, vile creatures with a gift of intelligence greater than they should possess. We must do what we can to thwart their efforts. Kill these vile birds and collect their eyes. It is the only way to ensure that they cannot return the information that they have gathered to their masters. You will find them all throughout the Weather Hills. And we have definitely seen them all throughout the Weather Hills. And his other one is an easy one. Should be fairly easy, just dodging some mobs on the way. Once again, it's a travel. Forsaken and Forlorn. To the south, over the hill and through the vale that lay just beyond my camp, you must take care to avoid goblins. Their number has grown swiftly in recent days. Beyond them, a good distance south, you will find a road stretching east and west. This is the Great East Road. Follow it west toward Bree, and over a ruined bridge, you will find a crumbling and nearly collapsed inn, the Forsaken Inn as it is called. The owner therein and his workers and guests will likely need assistance, as this part of the world has changed greatly in recent weeks. Do not tell them that I sent you, only offer your aid. They will likely and sorely need it. So there we need to go speak to the proprietor of the Forsaken Inn. So 3 quests to do. 2 of them kind of on a level with us. The orc orders, which we had to find from the messenger. The crebain eyes. And once again, as I've said, all the travel quests tend to be overcon, just like the crebain do. All we have to do is travel south and then a little bit to the west, and we'll get to the inn, and yet it thinks it's a yellow quest. So we have also been back to Bree to clear out our inventory some, sold off some of the vendor trash that I was carrying around, and probably most importantly and most meaningfully, I have changed my home base. As you see this over here, it used to be Return to Michael Delving. It's now Return to the Prancing Pony. So our actual home map is now set for Breetown, which tells you we have grown enough that we have moved to a new location. No longer can the Shire serve as the center of our world. See if we can find some crebain eyes. There we go. Crebain are evil creatures employed by dark forces to spy on distant places, or so the ranger Candace has told you. Makes it sound almost like you shouldn't believe him. Alright, more orcs. The White Hand Pillagers. Let's see if we can get past them and find either a messenger or more crebain. Now, I do believe the messenger tends to run between the camps. And there are a number of camps down here in Glumhollow. Let's see if we can avoid this pillager here. Okay, he didn't go as far up the hill as I thought he was. If I remember correctly, the messenger tends to run on the pathways in between the camps. that is usually the best place to find. There he is, White Hand Messenger, just the one we were looking for. Oops, got two of them. That could be an issue. Potion right quick. Alright, let's see if... been incapacitated. Blast. I may actually revive if the white hand foul arrow is the only thing around me. And it is. So let's revive. That was poor timing on my part. I should have realized the foul arrow there was too close. Taking a few pieces of damage, not much. Once again, we're squishy. Incapacitated again? How? Good grief, I'm going to have to watch that in the replay whenever I'm doing it. I did not understand how I could be incapacitated. Well, inadvertently, we are right here outside of the Forsaken Inn. So, I'm going to claim that I did that on purpose. Gave us a quick little run back over here to home base. Now we need to go in here and speak to the proprietor. I believe we have actually, yes we have. I know we've been out here once before. Do not remember what the quest was that sent us out here, but I do remember we came out here. There's Anlaf the Forlorn. Let's see what he has to say.
Woe be me.
More strangers passing through? No? Well then, if you aim on staying, you might want to find a nice parcel of the floor to take up. The inn is dangerously close to full for some reason. I'm not complaining. Coin is coin, even if there's little to spend it on in these parts. Okay. And he has a few quests for us to do too. Missing supply cart. Good day, burglar. What do you need? Did I summon you? Anyways, it doesn't matter. My supplies have not come back from Bree. I sent a cart out a week ago, or earlier, I'm not sure anymore. But I did send a cart, I know that. Now where is it? Tell me that. The cart was traveling west toward Bree, and it should have come back by now. I want to know what happened to the supplies I sent, and to the cart's driver. I hope it wasn't the goblins. There are so many of them there now. Will you help? Will you travel west toward Bree? Search both north and south, and bring me any news you discover. So we'll find the cart and the driver, and I do happen to know where that is. Stroke of midnight. Alright, that's a small fellowship, so I think we're going to decline that one for the moment. However, the supply cart won't be too difficult to find. As I said, he's not too far away. Just a little distance down the road. And we can kind of heal up from our thin red line. 2 dread. Now, do I have... I do have a horn of the Gnarlo. Let's blow it and get rid of one of those dread there. And we'll head on down the road. Now, just a short distance. In fact, we will travel back into Breland. As you see, the Breland zone there, it starts the palette change. We go from this kind of a grayish-brown color of the Lone Lands into the green, more green of Breland. You'll notice the sound changes as well. We actually start hearing animals and crickets again. I'm going to pull out a little bit, because we should be approaching where the supply cart disappeared. Now if we go that way, we travel back to Bree. So let us travel down here where you see this smashed cart. A destroyed supply cart. This cart has been looted and destroyed. The cart bears signs of an assault. Spear holes and deep gouges line the wooden shell. Alright, so now we have to find the driver. Now when I did this before, he was over here past this little goblin camp tied to a tree, I do believe. Yep, there's the cart driver. Let's see if we can get up there to him. He doesn't look the best for wear, that's for sure. The corpse of a human, the poor soul seems to have been murdered. The driver has been slain, apparently by goblins. Alright, let us head back and tell Anlaf that. He's not going to see his cart or his driver anytime soon. And I'm just willing to bet we have to come back and deal with those orcs. Or goblins, rather. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to head back. I have. There we go. Get our fast feet back on and we will meet you back at the Forsaken Inn. Okay, let's go back to the proprietor, approach the bar, and tell him, oh, as you'll notice, it's pretty easy to tell what time of day it is outside here, being as there is a gigantic hole in the roof. They do call this the Forsaken Inn for a good reason. Let's give Anlaf the bad news.
It's a sorry day.
What? Goblins attacked my cart? This is no good at all. How am I supposed to feed my patrons? This is simply no good at all. Let me think on this. Let's see. Goblin Exiles.
You can help me.
Is a solo. Pay no mind to the name of the inn. Not all who pass here never return. Only ones that stray too far off the road and find themselves in the clutches of the goblins. Bloody-handed creatures deserving of a good beating, those goblins. You're an able-bodied sort. Why don't you go show those brutes they're not wanted here? The lands around the inn are just crawling with them. People scare easily, you see. With the goblins creeping all around the ruins and so close to the inn, I'm destined to use the wood falling from the roof to bar the doors unless someone gives me a hand. You'll find goblins on the field of Anulos, and a good number of them has established a foothold in the old ruins of Minas Arial to the southeast. So we defeat goblins in the Lone Lands. Any of the goblins. 16. Alright. Actually, there's somebody in the corner there. There's a couple of people that have quests, don't they?
Might have take a moment to get
See which one they have. Okay, that's collecting pottery shards. I'm not going to do that at the moment. That one is Goblin Tabards, Goblin Packmaster, and Enfeebling. Okay, that's a nice little quest line there, but it's not one that I want to follow right now. What about any of these? These are all good ones to grab
Could you help me with something?
if you're headed into the ruins to fight goblins, because you can pretty much get a bunch of stuff here while you are taking out some of the other quests. But what we're wanting to do is head back over toward Candace and see if we can't find that goblin messenger again, and this time take him on without getting in the middle of a fight with 2 or 3 other yellows, because that was not a good idea. So we're going to head back over here to the western side of Weathertop and see if we can't get down into Glumhollow fairly undetected and find that goblin messenger. So once we head and get back into that area, we'll rejoin and see how things are going. Okay, we've made our way into the Weather Hills once more. Off in that area, just beyond the hill, is where Candace's camp is. Back behind those hills is where you find the East Road. And you'll notice I've collected about 5 crebain eyes now. This one particular ridge here is a very nice place to get sentries because they like spawning all along this ridge. And it's the ridge not too terribly far from Candace's camp. It's kind of in between the camp and Glumhollow. So it's a good place to collect at least half of the eyes you're gonna need. It's kind of like that spot in the old forest that doesn't really produce anything except for wolves. This hill, most of these scouts produce just scouts. They don't share their spawn with any of the orcs. There we go. We've gotten 7 eyes already. So I'm going to collect a few more while I am on my way down into Glumhollow. And we got one more up here that's easily taken out. Alright, so let's see if we can make it on down to Dunhallow now. Glumhollow, rather. We are actually approaching from the other side this time around. I'm going to go down in here and see if I can't find a messenger. And this time, I'll have the brain to attack him when he's between camps, not pausing in the middle of one. Is that the messenger? Yes, it is. Oops. So, let's see if we can't avoid getting spotted by the other ones. Alright, we know he comes up into this area here, so that's good. We can get him while he's up here and away from the other people. That would be wonderful. So let's see where he's going to wander at here. Further into the camp. And see, part of the problem was, as you can tell by this red ring, I believe that makes him a signature opponent rather than the regular opponents, which means he's a good deal tougher. Hits harder, has better armor class rather than just the normal opponents. Alright, that's the okay, I'll wait here for him to come back around again, and when we see him, I'll let you in on the fun. Okay, we've got a messenger here. Let's see if we can take him on. Tough old bird, but I think we'll be able to get him if nothing spawns and jumps in. There we go. And there are the orc orders. Let's cloak up again right quick. Let's see about getting out of here before something else comes along. Like that pillager there that was just looking for a fight. Alright, back over to Candace. He should be, if I remember correctly, right over this hill. Yeah, there's his camp. And he's got quite a crowd around him. He's become a popular man while we were gone. Evil is coming to all lands, Gnarlo. The time of safety is leaving us. Alright. Let us... Orc orders. Written in the black speech, you cannot decipher this script. Let's show him. Perhaps he'll be able to read them. These orders are written in the black speech, Gnarlo, a tongue I have never desired to learn. I should have been prepared for this, but I hoped that we would learn something useful immediately. While you are seeking these orders, I followed signs of Radagast through the hills. I was not alone in this pursuit, as a patrol of orcs soon happened upon my location. I was forced to break off my pursuit, and I lost my bow as I evaded the orcs beneath the eaves of the wood. It was a close thing, Gnarlo, a close encounter that yielded insight into the orcs' leadership. You did well for your part, and soon will we understand the intentions of these orcs, as well as their leadership. Okay. Let's see what his next quest in the line is. War Master Uzor.
What do you need?
Chapter 3. Excuse me. I would have easily evaded the orcs I pursued, Gnarlo, were it not for the War Master that traveled with them. Uzor, they called him, gave him what respect their kind reserved for their strongest and fiercest warriors. It is likely that Uzor returned to Bleakrift within the Midgewater Pass, for that seemed to be his domain. He must be slain, and whatever orders were given him recovered. Bleakrift is northwest of here, on the northeastern edge of the Midgewater Pass, surrounded by a shallow bottom of water. Defeat War Master Uzor and look for a letter of some kind near his person. Return to me victorious, and we will discuss further what must be done. Bleakrift is likely to be a dangerous place, Gnarlo. Be careful. I will continue my search for Radagast. So it looks like it may be the last one in the quest, and then perhaps he'll tell you where Radagast is, because he does give you some actual items after this one. And most of these quests usually tend to be in groups of 3. This is a level 22. It is a solo, but it is harder than us, which I'm thinking we might want to do just a little bit of leveling up. Shouldn't take much. As you see here, we're already 2/3 of the way through level 21. So we'll run some of these, do some Goblin Exiles, the Eyes of the Enemy, etc. Get to level 22 and then go see Uzor, because if it's in the location that I think it is, it's going to be a little bit of a tough fight. There are quite a number of other orcs and things there in that neighborhood. So that has been this episode. Thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all have been reasonably entertained by my couple of deaths, and we will see you again next time. So bye bye.